Hey guys, welcome back. This is Wolfman XY and a very exciting start to a New World series. Today is my first day in New World. It is September 28th was launch day. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are very excited because we're about to dive in. So here's basically my experience so far with New World. I played the beta about 80 hours in the week and a half or 2 weeks that it came out for the beta, and I was addicted. I could not stop playing it. It was my favorite MMORPG I've ever played because they make it so simple. You have a sword. You start off with the sword, but you only have 3 abilities to choose from. It's very cut and dry. There's no long ability tree or anything. So basically, I'm just going to be telling you about my day one. We'll go over some important and interesting topics, and we'll basically just keep it rolling. So right off the bat, we go out here into New World. It's fantastic. You see scenery everywhere, all these guys coming in. And I'll tell you what, it wasn't easy getting into the server. So we're playing on US East. Servers launched 8 a.m. It was fantastic. We're all excited. Took a little too long in character customization. We took a little too much time picking a haircut on Valhalla, the #1 PvP server on US East, and it did not help us out at all. It was actually sad because I was like, oh, what's a server that would actually be cool, a cool name, what other streamers would be on? Valhalla. We jump in, automatically go 5,000 back in the queue, and my heart was like, no. So here's what happened. We go in there, we sit in queue for probably 2 hours waiting. We're getting down, thunderstorm rolls through, I lose power. You can imagine, we think that all the queues are filling up everywhere. We think that this is the end of the world, basically, the end of New World for us. You know, we're not going to even be able to play the game. We all over social media, you see, oh, queues are filling up. Oh my gosh, queues are filling up. You can't even join a server. Oh, Amazon hasn't come out with enough servers. I get a text from one of my other friends, and he says, we have a server. We're already playing. You got to get in here. So we're going to be playing on the OGYGIA server. I have no idea how you would say that, but so we hopped in, and now I first started in Monarch's Bluff. And here I'm just doing the main quest. It's really easy to level up. I think in a matter of a few minutes, we leveled up probably, I think by the time you leave here at level 8, you just want to make sure that you go around, collect all the boxes, do all the side quests and everything, and you're going to get random loadouts. You're going to get random weapons from these drops. And I got really lucky with my drop, I'll tell you what. And of course, we get a dress right off the bat. Beautiful man wearing a dress. And right here, this is exactly what I wanted to see, a great axe. So in the beta, I realized that a really good build would be a strength build, powered with a great axe, but one other weapon that we'll see here shortly, and that's the hatchet right here. This is about the best start that I could have asked for because this supply stockpile gives me the hatchet, and this is where things get interesting because the tree for the hatchet is one of the most dominating tree in the game, in my opinion. It's great for PvP, great for PvE. So later in this video, we're gonna walk through the tree, and I'll basically go into detail of why I like this build, why I picked the hatchet, and why I think it works best for leveling up. And here's the reason why I really like New World, and I think it's great for newer players to play and get into. Look here, look at the social channels. You can see all the different channels: direct message, recruitment, help, global. area chat, which global it becomes a little hectic. But right here, I type in dense star, it autofills right away. I barely have to work for it. I just type it in, it automatically, I don't know how they do it, but it finds his name automatically. Here I type in Cardin, another guy that we'll be playing with in the New World Series, and it just makes it really enjoyable when you can easily find your friends, connect with your friends, you're all on the same server. And in a moment here, another member foe is going to send me this invite. And now we're in PvE invite. There's a difference. So if we all want to be in the same group, you can switch between PvP and then we all have to be PvP to be in the group, or or we could just be like we are right now in the beginning of the game and be PvE. But as you can see, it's really interesting, because in the side of the screen on the left side, you can see all our icons. We can all drop markers that will show at the top of the map. You can see where everybody's health is, but also you can see how far away and where your teammates are. So 2 of my teammates spawned in Windsword and another one spawned in First Light. So now I can see where those guys are on the map at all the time. And that's another reason why New World is just really enjoyable and really easy to pick up and learn. It makes it very user friendly. And now we make it out of the starting spot, and you can see right here, nice little yellow icon, really easy to track. And we're going to make our way to Monarch's Bluff, where we're going to start to pick up new quests. And basically, it's still guiding us through the game. But it's fun. It's quick. You start leveling up fast. And it's just really enjoyable in the beginning of the game. So right here, we're handing in some faction missions to reach level 10. And this is where things get interesting. So we decided that we're going to pick Syndicate. Now there's 3 different factions that you could choose from. And most people probably already know this. But there's Syndicate, Marauders, and Covenant. We pick Syndicate. They're like a crime organization. You think of them like assassins, the people behind the scenes, the looters, stealers, doing the dirty tricks. Syndicate. So we decided maybe we'd try that out. We were the Marauders in the beta, and everybody likes to call Marauders meatheads in this game, because Marauders are, wearing the heavy armor, big wide shoulders, burly people. And that's basically the whole premise. They love to fight, and their whole premise is on fighting. And we wanted to be a little different from that. The last one is Covenant, and they are a religious group. They're basically religious fanatics. And we felt that as religious fanatics, it wasn't the mood for us. We wanted to be something more. And so you can see here, I picked up a lot of different items: fire staff, life staff, sword, musket, a new sword. There's a lot of different armor choices to pick up with all different stats, and we'll get into that in further videos. We collected some leather just by killing the boars and a few wolves on the way. We even found some iron ore, which is really easy to smelt. And by this point in the day, we were in grind mode, just head down. We want to get to level 20, and that was basically the goal of the first day, was to get to level 20, because you do not want to fall behind in this game. But it really doesn't matter, because you can continue to level up with PvE, but we wanted to do some PvP later on, so we wanted to make sure that we were grinding our levels and doing it. And now that we knew we had an abundance of iron, we wanted to turn that into some more valuable tools. So we smelted it up, and it actually levels up fairly quickly in this game. Then we go over and we're going to upgrade our tools, basically. And you can throw in some additional Azoth, and that might give it a bonus. So iron skinning knife, iron logging axe, iron mining pick, iron harvesting sickle, and don't have any items to boost it, but we boost it with Azoth, and there you go. It gives a little perk. And now I made it myself. I didn't have to buy it off the trading market. And that's going to be a big help when we're early resource grinding, is the additional resource gathering speed. Well, with our upgraded tools, we're going to go back to our weapons. And here's where I want to explain why I wanted the hatchet and great axe build. So the hatchet has some great abilities. You can see right now I have a Q and R ability. You only have up to 3 abilities, and there's a few trees to pick from. But every time I hit Q, it's what's called Berserk. And this is basically the one you want to level first. And Berserk, over time, as you develop the tree, gives you huge bonuses. So the first bonus that it gives is speed and extra damage. So extra damage, and then you get a 20% movement speed for the duration of the ability. So while you're running around, you outrun everybody while you're going from place to place. It's a 20% speed boost. If you tune into my live stream, you can see that I spam that Q while I'm running around because I want to get there a little bit quicker. The other thing with Q that we eventually do by the end of this video is the extra additional perks to the Berserk. So one of the most important parts of it is that it gives you a heal, right? So see right there, I took damage. I didn't have to pop food because I already have a heal applied. So while you're in Berserk, you get the 20% move speed, you get the damage boost, but you also heal for a certain amount of your HP for the duration. And the reason why I wanted the axe is more for PvP, but it is also a great way to move around once you get the charge ability. So the charge ability will let you basically sprint forward with the great axe and take a big swipe, but it moves you across rivers incredibly efficiently, and it moves you all different, basically just speeds it up. Like you'll see, I'll combine it while running on the roads with Q with the Berserk on my hatchet, and when the cooldown runs out, I immediately switch to my great axe, hit the charge ability, and sprint forward about 20 yards, and it just makes it that much faster while you're grinding, getting from place to place, because the developers have not said that they want mounts in this game. Maybe they'll change their minds. So running around, especially in the early game when you don't have much Azoth, so you can't do much fast traveling, hitting Q and then using the great axe to charge, fantastic. And we'll have a upcoming video showing PvP and why that great axe is going to be very important, so stay tuned. So another thing I wanted to point out here are the territory standings. See that we're at level 7. Now we've done all our missions in Monarch's Bluff, so that's the only city and area that we have territory standing. And you could see that there are different bonuses to that. Big tip, do not pick the XP, because if you pick the XP, you will eventually reach the XP cap, and then all those points that you put into there don't matter anymore. What you want to do is put it into storage, territory standing, and then to reduce taxes on both crafting and eventually trading and property. And every time you create an item, so over here you could see the weaver, I believe that's a work at the outfitting station. So if you're to use resources, you're gonna pay gold. Here's the tanner, so you can see that when I create all that, it cost me a little bit of gold, and that's called a crafting tax. Well, with territory standing, you can reduce that cost. You can increase your territory standing, so that you can continue to get these bonuses. And then you should always increase your storage, because storage goes a long way. Even if you don't know if this will be your primary home, you should upgrade it anyway, because factions are always changing and we're part of the syndicate, so we get a bonus if syndicate owns the town that you are crafting in. But if there's a war and it gets conquered, well, what are you going to do if you put all your points into something else like resource gathering as well? And now you don't have enough storage, but you might only want to live in Monarch's Bluff if Monarch's Bluff is taken by Syndicate and no other town is controlled by Syndicate. So storage is very, very important. Reducing the crafting costs and tax costs is very important, and you'll find that out right away. Now later in the day, we fast travel to Windsword, where on the outskirts between Monarch's Bluff and Windsword is the Fisherman's hut. And here we have the Fisherman for the main quest. And what he's going to allow us to do is get a lot more Azoth by completing his mission so that we can fast travel more. See, now I already get a point here. I'm going to put into standing gain. And we're going to go talk to him for doing his quest, introducing ourselves. And this is going to start the main storyline. You can see 2,000 experience for that first quest. None of the other quests that we've been doing have been anywhere close. Maybe 600, 700, 800 experience. He's going to give us 2,000 experience for that. So right off the bat, you're thinking, I have to do story missions, main quest missions, because that's going to be the quickest way to level up my character. And you can see here on the map all the different sections. So now quests are starting to pop up in First Light. Quests are starting to pop up in Windsword. We're going to have quests in Everfall. And now we're just going to, our head's going to be spinning, saying, where do we want to go? Fast travel times. I'm going to get hung up on this guy just standing on the bridge, because there is body blocking in this game. But we're going to start grinding away, because we really want to get to level 20. And now that we have main missions unlocked, we're going to take full advantage of it. So now we're going to run with our nice little pink blouse and golden breastplate, and we're going to talk to the Fisherman. And this is where we're going to be able to start fishing. And it's fun. Fishing is definitely a bit interesting in this game, but the quest can be tedious, especially getting the snail and the clam. That's hard. That it can be tedious and hard work, especially compared to all these exciting quests that are about to come up. But here we are digging for bait on the ground so that we can start to use our fishing pole. But fishing can be fun and relaxing in this game if you just want to take a break and say, hey, I think I'm going to fish. It's good for food. It gives you a food resource. You can pick up different objects like anchors, boots, treasure chests, and they give you stones that are already cut sometimes, and they're very valuable and give you giant upgrades late game to your armor. So fishing isn't completely useless. There actually, in the beta, I got an item off of a fish, and it gave me like a giant dexterity bonus on my armor. And in the beta, I primarily went with the dexterity build, dexterity intelligence build, because I figured, oh, the musket probably does the most damage, and I'll use a rapier. And I found out that doing that build is awesome for dealing damage, but terrible for grinding quests, because you're constantly on the edge of death. But with items like that can give you a giant boost in dexterity, fishing might be. And by now, we're making our way to Windsword, the second city that we'll see today. And this is probably my favorite city just because of the crafting table layout. But interesting characters, interesting quests. Now we're level 12 in Windsword, and things are getting exciting. And along our journey, we found a lot of iron deposits. Iron is a main component for a lot of ammo crafting, especially cartridges for muskets, but you basically need it for everything. You can make iron tools, iron ammo. Iron is used in all components of crafting base armor. So this is the best way, in my opinion, to level up your mining skill because it grants so much XP. And now we come across the third city that we'll visit today, and that is Everfall. You can see it's a totally different feel here. Everfall is set in almost like an autumn setting of the map. There's different colors. It's a totally different color to the camera. It's very warm, very inviting. Kind of like a nice fall afternoon is what it feels like going to Everfall, and it's beautiful. But my biggest gripe with Everfall is that here you have one part of the crafting area, so you have the kitchen over here and a few other things, and then now you got to take another left, walk down the hall, and then that's where everything else is. It's very broken up. But Everfall, it's a charming little town, and actually it'll be the home to Syndicate, so overall I'm a pretty big fan of Everfall. Now here we can see we're starting to really grind on the main storyline. We're going to see Jonas Alazar reach level 15. He's going to start to give us a ton of quests as we work towards the Azoth staff. And basically after that, we're just going to be stacking up all of our quests. We're going to look in every city. As we level up, we're going to get different quests from the different cities, like especially First Light is probably going to be one of the next ones. We did a lot of questing already in Monarchs. We're doing quests in Windsword. We're doing quests in Everfall. And we're just stacking them up and knocking them down because we are trying to get to that level 20 by the end of day 1. And now we've reached First Light, and this will be the last city that we visit during this episode because this is our level region. This whole starting area, these 4 areas, they're all basically level 1 through 20, maybe all the way to 25, obviously because Windsword houses the Amarine excavation, and that's a level 25 area. So levels 1 through 25 for these 4 areas. And in First Light, we're going to get a lot done. So this is an interesting town because there's a giant ship built into it. It's down south in a tropical area of the map. As you can see, it's right next to Cutlass Keys, and Cutlass Keys is going to be a higher level area, so we're going to have to wait until another episode to go check that place out. But it's pretty cool. You have a totally different feel than any of the other cities because it's a southern city. You have that pirate Caribbean aspect. So interesting place is First Light. So now we're headed back to First Light. We're going to hand in our quest and we're going to be level 17, and we are well on our way to level 20 on day 1. So in Windsword is where I decided I was going to store a lot of my supplies, and you get really encumbered really fast. So I'm just dumping everything in there that I don't need. And we're going to be smelting up that iron, tanning those leathers. Look at all the food I have. Look at all the mods. That's in only a few hours I got all that supplies. Just from running around doing starting missions, getting all the loot boxes, supply crates, provision crates. And see this? Iron ingots 69. It was meant to be. That's going to be huge for the mining level. As you can see, we're already at 30. We went from 21 to 30. Huge jump. But it slows down quick. But we had some fun in Windsword. Getting ready to get towards level 18. Increase our storage and everything. And we're having fun at this point. And here is where disaster strikes. In a few seconds, we'll be running by, heading to 1, 2, and 3 for our quest, so we can get a clean sweep, finish all our quests on the board, and that would basically send us to level 18, and this is what happens. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Check it one more time. We're going to run up by this hill. And now at this point you have to realize there's a ton of players joining. and there's the lag. See? The lag. So this is a common thing with New World. This has happened to a bunch of guys in my Discord. We're going to lag completely out. And what happens is it's going to this lag spike is going to freeze the stream. We're going to almost recover here, but nope. Lag detected. We're going to get kicked. And my day one ended back up in a queue of 2,000 people. And we don't have time to sit in 2,000 people queues. So that was my day one. It started with sitting in queues. It ended with sitting in queues. But we got to level 17 and a half. I promise you, we probably got to level 20 day two. But you'll have to keep checking us out for more content. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, what do you want to see? Do you want to see guides, weapon guides? Do you want a breakdown of specific weapons? What do you want to learn about? Do you want to know more about all the materials and how to use them and what levels can you use them? Most efficient way to get iron, most efficient way to log? Let me know. Let me know in the comments what you think. And I'll try to make a video about it. And we'll have a lot of fun, because I'll tell you what, day one was a lot of fun for me. So thanks everybody for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.